All right, so you guys are amazing. I mean, we're hitting subs like crazy on YouTube here. So I thought this is an opportunity. I'm going to do a little video to kind of start a new project. Okay. And that project, we're going to make another flag. All right. Now, we made a couple of them. You guys seen the photos, but I'm going to walk you through how we kind of start the process. So there'll be a couple of videos along the way. Follow along, of course, subscribe. So the first thing we start with is this beautiful maple. All right. And I got these really nice chunks of maple. In fact, that's one. Some of them, like, I don't know if you guys can truly appreciate the fact that it's really clean maple. It does have, we'll clean that up, right? But take it for what it is. We've got really nice clear maple. We've got all these boards. Okay, they're in really good shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these down to a rough size. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to cut them down to the final size, say 1 inch thick. Okay, it's actually going to be a little bit thinner than that, probably closer to 3/4. I don't do metric. Okay, we live in Canada here. I don't use metric when doing woodworking, with the exception of any time I'm using calipers. Then I will. But otherwise, we stick to the imperial. It's just easier, in my opinion. All right, so we got these beautiful sticks, okay? And we're going to eventually laminate these together. And you see they're not looking very good right now. So what I've got here is I've got my table saw set up, and we'll see if we can do this without dropping the phone. All right, so we got the table saw set up, and for demonstration purposes, I've removed the safety, okay? Because always use your safety gear. We got our protection for our eyes, we got our ears, we got our push stick. That's not a problem. We're good for safety. We'll put the camera back and you'll see all the dust fly everywhere because I'm not going to turn the vacuum on so you can actually hear. We're going to cut these down. There's at least 2 sizes in particular. And, despite what people say about Ryobi tools being the lowest power tool in the tree, I think you guys can tell that you can still make some good stuff, even if that is how people perceive it. So in this case here, I'm going to go, let's see here, I'll show you. We're going to go dead center of the blade at 1 inch, okay? And the reason I'm doing that is this one in particular, dead center is right through here. So it'll give me the maximum I can for this part that's still good, while this maybe not so good, but the rest is. So that's the first cut, is at 1 inch. The next one, again, beautiful piece of wood, but you'll see it's got another live edge. And when we look at that particular piece, we're sitting again at 1 inch. Sorry, let me do it this way. There you go. We're sitting about 1 inch. So we're going to bring that 1 inch to dead center. Then when we look at the other ones here, I've got a few pieces that, where is it here? This one here, the live edge kind of, I would say it ruins the whole thing, but, we're not going to play with that game. So in this case, you'll see here, it's not much good there. It's still a good piece because I may use this on the bottom or top side of the flag where we'll cut this off. So I'm still going to use it. I'm still going to be included as part of the formula for building that flag, okay? And then every other piece is in decent shape. So really, we got 2 cuts, 1 inch, and then this third cut, I hit it on myself. There we go. We're going to take a look at that quickly, and we're going to bring that down. We're going to do it at 1 inch as well. And by doing that, we're actually going to include part of this. But like I said, when we actually go and measure the wood, or I go to laminate it to make the actual base for the flag, I'll put this at either the top or bottom of that piece. So I'll end up more than likely removing it. So again, trying to keep the wood as sustainable, use as much as I can, have as least scrap as possible. But there's a lot of scrap. In fact, I'm going to show you guys this. All right. So bear with me here. I'm in my garage. All right. I've got some scrap, okay? Now, anybody who's followed me long enough to, know there's no such thing as scrap until you can't find a use for it. I have uses for all of it. I just don't know it yet. That's how I'm looking at it. So, wearing my safety glasses. These were generously sent to me by Ryobi. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've got a couple different varieties of them, which I appreciate as well. They work really well. They don't fog up. Really nice. They stand off my face really nicely. So, all right. So, blade's set. It's not plugged in, so I can touch my blade, no problem. I mean, I touch my blade, no problem anyway. But, so we're going to bring that down. I'm going to go ahead and there you go. So, apologize. You can see some of the recycle. We are in a garage. So, there's things here that are sitting off to the side. I can't move it all. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out what we'll do and how we're going to feed all this wood through. So that's going to be that piece, and we're going to feed it like that. Stacking it up helps, makes the job go a little bit quicker, just a little bit. Same here. So we're going to keep that piece. We want to cut that off. So we're looking at right there. Same with this one. And then finally oh man, see, I didn't notice that until now. This is such a beautiful grain here. We're going to be able to we're going to salvage that. Yep, we're going to salvage that. The way we're going to cut it, we're going to cut it this way. So this will be salvaged. And then what I'm going to do is I'm hopefully going to get a nice pocket here. I might use this part for maybe not a charcuterie board, but maybe something, and we'll fill that in with some sort of maybe an epoxy or something. Brighten that up, maybe a bright blue. We'll get to that in another project. So, all right, so we'll send that through just like that. Okay, we got our pieces. We've got our measurement. Going to confirm we're at 1 inch. Double check. The old adage, measure twice, cut once. Or in some cases, measure 1,000 times and still you're fucking wrong. So I apologize for swearing. Hopefully it gets bleeped out. Hopefully. All right. So, nice adjustable. My power plug, talk about safety for a moment. I put my power plug right at my hand so I can always yank it. Going underneath, it's sort of blind here to turn it off. So by doing this, I have control, or at least the illusion of control. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and test it. We have power. So we're gonna go through this. There's gonna be lots of sawdust, man glitter. Hopefully it doesn't get you guys too turned on. Just saying. I might get turned on. All right, here we go. So, oh yeah, that's hot, right? All right, so here we go. All right, there's that live edge, okay? It's not scrap. We just don't know yet what it's for, okay? In case you weren't sure, wood supply down there, wood supply here, wood supply there, wood supply there, wood supply there, wood supply there, down there, everywhere. All right? So, next piece. So I'm done, I unplug. So as you can see here, hopefully not too much of a turn on, lots of man glitter, but you can definitely see where not having the dust control turned on, I might need a few minutes to myself. Hold on, it's getting a little, I'm just kidding. Anyways, nice thing about not having hair. So important, use your dust collection, I'll be honest. I should have stopped the video. I should have started the dust collection, but I didn't. I wanted to demonstrate for you guys why it's important to have dust collection. You probably also noticed I wasn't wearing a mask. That was so you could hear me if I was going to talk, okay? You should always wear a dust mask. So back to this live edge, okay? So you can see here, right, where we cut it. Notice that? Look at that, eh? Precision. Precision. Wait a sec. That's Ryobi. How are you getting precision? It's the craftsman, not the tool. Sometimes it's the tool on the video. Maybe like me, I could be the tool. Anyways, here's the other piece, and you'll notice there's no burning. The blade I have is not the default blade. I have upgraded the blade. It's not top shelf, it's not red. The exact brand, I have to look for the package, but I check the blade regularly. I don't have any chips in any of the teeth. It's got a decent kerf size, so you know I can measure to that point and make my cut, and I don't sacrifice my wood. You know, the last thing you want to do is sacrifice your wood, right? So this piece we'll keep it away for right now. We might bring that back. All right. So we're gonna spin this around a little bit and show you where we're headed next, and then we'll probably wrap this video up. All right, let's spin around here. All right, here we go. I told you, there's wood everywhere. All right, so you can see the man glitter. If you like it, some thumbs up would be great if you want to see me covered in man glitter. I won't take my shirt off and get man glitter. Nobody needs to see that. Serious. Anyways, but maybe I will. Maybe if I hit 1 million subscribers one day. Okay, so we're going to, these aren't ready yet, just so you know, like, we're not going to laminate this yet, okay? There's no way. Look at this. Look at this garbage, right? We ain't going to do it. What we are going to do is we're going to lay out, and I'm going to pull this back so you guys can see a little bit, and I'm going to drop my view. So you might see my underwear. You might see more than that. You have a good perspective. You can see, you know, am I wearing pants? Maybe I'm not. Okay, so what we want to do is, while these edges are not going to line up, right? If you look here, there, that's a good view right there. That's a good view. That's a mint. It's mint right there. All right. So if we look, these edges, there's no way we can use these. This is absolute garbage, right? I mean, you can see why some people would say this is scrap. All right. So take that for what it is. We're going to take our official tape measure. We can see here we're 10.5. Well, we know from, see, I should have my dust mask. We know from the other flags that we need at least 12 inches, okay? That's what she said. So we're going to take this piece, this last piece, remember the one that had that live edge? See, there's the piece. So we're going to make sure when we include it in the design, we put it near the edge. So now we're at 12 5/8, okay? So the key here is how much can we take off each board to get it at 12? Now, why 12? Fits through the thickness planer. Okay, well, it's 12.5, but I like some wiggle room when I send it through. That way, the tread on the tires grabs the wood, okay? So let's say even 12.5. So we're looking at 1/4 inch that overall we have to take off each of these sides, okay? So what does that look like? Well, that's going to be the fun part, because these boards aren't necessarily the most straight. I don't have a jointer. I wish I had a jointer, but I have a planer. I have a table saw. So there's a couple things we could do. We could clamp these up, okay, and send this through on the table saw, right on this line. That would bring them together. It would work. But where's the fun in that? Unless we want more man glitter, which I'm open to putting some man glitter in because kind of exciting, isn't it? Yeah. And it's almost like New Year's Eve in here. The other option is, if we're looking at 1/4 inch over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but these two sides we don't care about because we're going to trim those off. So technically 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? What we can do is simply take, I'd say maybe about 1/16 of an inch. And by taking 1/16 of an inch, we can then put them back on the table and see how close we are, not only to the 12.5-ish, but also how tight these are. Now, the other thing I like to do is I like to look at my wood. I like to look at my wood hard, okay? And when I do that, I want the most consistent grain pattern for this. I also want the most stellar grain, this one in particular, to be highlighted. Now the problem we have is that we've got this little dark piece here, and I'm thinking we'll do something like that. And I know, looking at my wood on camera, honestly, you're not getting the best perspective. I mean, it adds 10 pounds, right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a line and know that this is the side we're going to end up facing up. Now why? Well, we don't really know what the other side looks like yet. It's still got that rough saw to it from the table saw, okay? We will plane it and we may change our design, but what we're looking for right now is to bring these edges together. That's the first. Want to know if it's going to work. If it is going to work, fantastic. So I think what we'll do, turn the camera around, let's do some planing, all right? Let me get you set up and you can watch me from the back side, all right? That was on return. All right, so luckily these are all relatively the same height, and I'm already adjusted. That looks decent enough. Now this one, I suggest we do turn on the vacuum. Now, why? Well, it's a lot of wood. Not only is it a lot of wood, but it comes back quite significantly, and I just recently cleaned it out. Now you'll see I've got my other bucket there. Don't look at that bucket. You can look at it, it's empty. Where is it? Okay, so here's our plan. There we go. That always works the best, right? So I made some other projects, and unfortunately I'm running out of places to store my wood. So some of the times I have to let my wood just lay on the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we've got this adjusted, and we're going to send through a piece, take a measurement, make sure it's what we're looking for, pretty sure it is, and we'll get this cleaned up and see how the lines come together. So The one thing here is I put it at 2 inches roughly on the gauge. I didn't even touch it, even though this is 2 1/8. So, sorry if that was loud, but get the idea of why turning off the dust collection. So, we aren't finished, and for this video, I'm not going to go much further, but what we are going to do is we're going to take a look at whether we're close or whether we have no clue what we're doing. Now, some of you might think, well, you're using Ryobi, so you obviously have no clue how to do anything. Quite possibly. But you know what? I make stuff, people like it, and at the end of the day, they don't care whether it was red, green, blue, or black. They just like what they see. So here is where we sit. Okay? Now, it's what I expected. Okay? My wood is not perfect yet. So what we can tell here is that those planes we did through were close. In a lot of cases, we're very close. But in others, we're not. Okay? So it's going to take a little bit of effort to go through, and we want these joints tight, because when we glue them, we want the glue to squeeze out, and we want the best contact between both pieces of the wood. All right? Now, I did say we were going to check the measurement, right? So with that little bit of work, we already broke 12.5. We are in fact at 12 and just shy of 1/4. So we really only have 1/4 of an inch left. So in order to get this where we want, we're going to have to be careful about this. Now, there is one thing that we can do, and it's a simple one, and we never, ever forget it. Remember this live edge? Well, we can always put it into the mix because we have not thickness planed these. We've only tried to clean up the edge. So now we have 13.5 inches. Okay, so I'll go at it this way so you can see. So we're at, say, 13.5. Well, guess what? That piece we thought probably going to end up using epoxy or something. Well, we're going to actually incorporate it into our project. So that's the first step. I'll get these planed up and we'll have another video on that, and I'll upload this one first so you guys can hit it. If you really like this process and you like me showing you what we're doing with Ryobi tools, that some think it's the lowest class of power tools on the planet, I'm in a disagreement because I think it's the craftsman can use any tool unless you're the tool. Does that make sense? Because let me go back. When you go back to some of the old home improvement shows, we know the guy. We know the guy. You know, there's that one guy. I don't need to say his name. His name will live on as a legend in woodworking. Okay? Did he care whether it was a Delta, a Beaver, Makita? Because it's the craftsman doing the work with the tools he has at hand that make the difference. So I'll go ahead and upload this. Subscribe if you like it. If you want more, put some comments down below. I'll definitely include more details as we go through this. I'll do more videos. I'll do the next step, get it to that point. We're about to glue this up, show you what that process looks like and why we glue it the way we do. Once it's glued up, we'll show you how to clean it. We'll go through this entire process together and we'll make this flag. Now, this flag will be a Canadian flag, okay? Well, I'm in Canada. Why wouldn't I make my own flag, okay? But you could make any flag. You could make the flag for the moon if you wanted, right? The point I'm getting at is you're the craftsman, you're handling the wood, you can decide what you do with it. I prefer, when I'm using beautiful maple like this, is to make the maple leaf flag. All right, so thank you, subscribe, and I look forward to your comments below. And thank you. You guys are making this amazing journey.